Today is Thursday, January the 25th, 2024. Welcome to episode 80 of Rural Reliance with Canny Couple. I'm Julia.
And I'm Aaron.
We're a small homestead family in rural Southwest Virginia that work every day on being more self-reliant, less dependent on outside sources, merging homesteading and frugality.
And end of the month, you know what time it is. It's time for the January Homestead Frugal Tactics edition.
Absolutely. So what the purpose of this segment is to show you how budgeting works, how little changes could lead to savings in your budget. And we talk about where we fail and where we succeed.
Right.
And how we're doing the saving. And we've talked about our budget for this year. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's very different because we are now a one-income family versus two.
Mm-hmm.
So that changed a lot. But our income changed in December because we became 100% debt-free.
Correct.
So those changes kind of went together and worked together, and we don't really feel the pressure in our budget. And I could say this month for us has been pretty amazing. But we're seeing a lot of other families struggle right now.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle is real. I sent you an article.
Yes.
This scares me for people. This hurts my heart for people.
This one here was CNBC saying how much Americans have in their savings account, and nearly half have less than $500 currently. About 29% had between $501 and just $5,000.
I don't know if that would cover most people's grocery for a month, let alone their basic needs.
The 500, yeah, but if you had 5,000, some people,
maybe a month.
Well, a couple of months. Some people spend 1,000. We've seen in groceries, but a few months. I mean, you would be hurting.
Well, I'm talking about just your basic necessities. $5,000 for most people isn't just going to grow. We're talking groceries, their rent. We've seen rent be astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hearing so much about that. The rent is crazy high.
Yeah, I'm reading a lot of Reddit stuff right now, and people's trying to figure out how to save more money and everything like that. And you look at it, and their rent is usually either a third to 2/3 of their budget alone. Most of the time, 2/3. I've seen a couple in the third, but they didn't say what part of the area they're in or anything like that. But it shows that, every time I was looking at it, I'm like, well, right there's where the majority of your money's going.
Right. You can only do so much. I mean, and if you live in a very expensive area, you just got to plan on paying more for rent. So we know a lot of people are struggling, and our goal is to inspire you, to let you find innovative ways to cut your budget, to cut costs. And I know for us, January has been an amazing month for saving.
That's putting it lightly. So, Pantry Challenge.
Pantry Challenge. So we are taking part in the hashtag 3 Rivers Challenge for January and February. I will say that we do ours a little different because we do go to the grocery store because I'm continuously looking for really good deals to stock up my working pantry. Plus we have a little one, she needs milk. So we get milk. That's just a necessity. But so far we've only spent $35 on groceries. Now we still have one more weekend left because we do our grocery shopping on Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So one weekend left, and we do have a few items to get. But it's probably soon to be under $50 total.
Right.
50 to 60.
Yeah, so we're going to stay under our $100 goal for the month on groceries.
Absolutely. I would say probably $30 to $40 under, which I feel really good about.
Hey, that's amazing, because then we get to talk about all the savings we had by not spending that money on groceries this month.
Absolutely. And we're not feeling it. Do you feel it?
No.
Do you feel deprived in any way?
No. Well, we were snowed in for a week and a half. It ain't like we could have went to the grocery store even if we wanted to.
It's one of the reasons I stress having a working pantry. But we're still eating fresh food that we grew. We're still eating potatoes that we had grown this year. We're eating sweet potatoes. We're eating squash. I mean, we are trying to use all of this up, plus stuff out of the freezer. Turkey, and taking your turkey and spreading it across 3 meals, not 2.
And I think that was one of the 39-cent ones we got.
Yeah,
So 3 meals, 39 cents. They were, what was them at the time? $10 max. What,
six. It was
$6?
$6.
$6, and spend that over 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, we're really trying to be very cautious and careful and really use everything. I'm not even throwing away my sugar water now. I'm using it some way from fruit. I'm trying to make sure I use everything that I can from the food that we have. Our broths, which I was started doing
Mm-hmm.
anyways. This week I actually used the drippings from the turkey to make the quinoa rice mixture.
Yeah,
That actually turned out really good. I
yeah,
was I was pleasantly surprised at
it
how
was
nice
really
that
good.
tastes. Um, so we're wasting a lot less,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like we've made a dent in this pantry.
No, and especially in the winter squash stockpile we have.
It's I don't feel like I'm ever gonna get through this stuff, and we've got to grow some more for next year. I'm gonna be getting through next year by the time the next stock comes in.
I was thinking the same thing.
But this is one of the reasons we grow winter squash like we grow. And we grow these types because they are storage stable.
Right.
They are so shelf stable. Like all we do is we have them in totes sitting in an area in our basement. That's their home right now. And it's worked out really well.
Yep. And we do a weekly check on them
Yes.
to check and make sure none's about to go bad. If so, those are the ones we're going to cook up that weekend for the next week for something.
We're going to cook up that weekend. And we have a weekly squash check. So this being snowed in helped us save a lot of money, not just in perspective from groceries, but couldn't get out, couldn't go anywhere,
Didn't spend any on gas, haven't ate out any.
nothing.
No.
So didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything fun. We stayed home and worked on a lot of projects around the house, made a lot of really good progress. But it really, we were going to be home anyways. We were going to be home more anyways because we have enough to do at home. But it's forced us to be home, and it really forced us to do a lot of things. A lot of people would be like, well, yeah, but we have to run all this other extra stuff to, deal with this snow. Well, actually, in our household, we don't because poor Aaron,
Shovels.
hand shovels. There's no snow blower. It wouldn't work with our snow.
It's too wet.
Wet.
We always get the wet snows. We rarely get a dry snow. A snow blower would be a waste of money in this area.
Yeah, so waste of electricity, waste of gas. It's just not worth it. We're relying heavily on our solar power just in case the power went out. So Aaron was being very cautious of that, watching those numbers. We actually did cook the turkey with the battery.
We did.
On the
we
crock
did
pot.
hook it up, the crock pot up to that to run throughout the day.
And it did most of the day. I plugged it up for an hour.
I think so because we were getting to the point where we wanted that little bit of backup just in case we needed it for something else.
So, also stopped us from spending online. And y'all are like, well, how does being stuck at home in the snow stop you from spending online? Well, you live in a rural area, and your stuff is delivered by the mail person who isn't even coming to your house.
Yeah, the mail did not run for a full 7, no, 8.
Eight.
No, 8, was it 8 or 9?
I think it's 8 or 9.
It's 8 or 9 days here. So this is the first time I ever remember them not running in some of these days like I'd seen them go before too. So, hey, I knew Amazon wasn't going to deliver. Knew all these other things. There was no use ordering them right now. Just wait. See if we actually need it.
Well, not only that, if we'd had a big order and it would have went to our mail person, what would have happened was they would have put a ticket in our box that we had a specific amount of time to go pick it up, and we would have been stuck because we couldn't actually get out to go pick it up.
Yep.
And they would have sent it back, and we might not have gotten a refund, so it's just not worth it. We've ran into that a few times where they wouldn't deliver things, and that wasn't a risk we were really willing to take. So it worked out really well for us. But we do have to get a few items, and we're kind of planning for those. We'll talk about some ways we're going to pay for those outside of our budget here in a few minutes.
Yes.
Electricity.
We were just a few dollars under budget.
We're not quite sure what's causing. We're seeing a spike at like 12 o'clock, and we're not.
I don't know if if their readings are not right, and maybe it's like, oh, we missed some at some time and we're adding it on, or
They're
hey,
just adding
or,
it
the, or,
on.
or yeah, we're just like, hey, I think they used electricity. Let's throw it like, here at midnight so they won't notice.
3 o'clock in the morning because Aaron's like, I think it's our washing machine. I'm like, it's not the washing machine, it's the energy efficient washing machine. Like, that can't be the main issue. Then we look at him like, well, I know I'm not running the washing
At
machine
midnight.
at midnight. And the hot water heater goes off between 10 and 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So the hot water heater's not pulling
Right.
anything. So we're not exactly sure what is causing the spike at all.
The only thing we're thinking is it's something heat pump, because that's where most of our energy is being pulled from right
We
now.
know that for a fact.
Yeah. And we know all these cold days we've had the past week or two being snowed in. We're definitely going to be over budget in February on our electric bill, unless, so for example, we have went from a single digit nights to 50-degree nights within a week. So, um, you know,
It was 70 degrees today.
70 degrees today, and it was in the teens on Saturday. So
It's crazy.
so in a week we've went like 60-degree difference. But the only thing like that, maybe that'll cut down some on these days for next month. But I'm not having much hope that it's gonna keep our budget low on that. I do expect us to be over on electricity next month.
We're planning for that.
Yeah.
That's part of the budget, and we have $100 grocery bill, so it will help manage that. Frugality. We have really been trying to find ways to limit our miscellaneous budget. I have some things I need for the house for organization. We've been talking about them. I'm ready to put them into place. But I hate to spend the money
Right.
to get them. These few items that we need to help get us organized and keep us on track. So what we've been doing is we've actually been earning a lot with gift cards.
Yes. So for a while, I was doing swag bucks. Didn't really earn much on it before. Maybe, $5 here, $5 there every few months. Nothing major wise. Did re-sign back up for that. I've been doing good on it. She has not, but I get disqualified from a lot of surveys on it. It does get annoying. But we've been doing that. She's been doing surveys on CrowdTap, and she's started doing Cloud Connect research for surveys.
They're like 2 minutes. You get 20 cents, and it's actual cash, and it literally takes 2 seconds for me to go in and do it. Like 2 minutes, and they're so easy. It's just research study based. So far we have $75 in gift cards that we've earned this month.
Mm-hmm. Just doing those, and like she will do those some during the day. Like I will do
In the evening.
a couple in the evening, and been cashing out like that. So we've earned $75 in that. Plus,
I have a potential for another 100 for a survey that I have through CrowdTap, which is really nice. So how we're going to use this, we're using the Amazon gift cards. This is how we're going to get those few items that I need for organization, because where we couldn't add space, and I like to keep open areas. I want things easy to keep clean. I want functional, but I also need it easy to move if I need to move it. What we're looking at doing is really trying to set up systems, that work a certain way for us vertical. And that's what we're kind of using these gift cards for.
And we've also earned $15 back from the receipt apps as well, from taking pictures that cashed out on those. And those were from the receipts in December, because
we haven't had very
we
many
haven't
this
had
month.
many receipts this
We've
month.
not had very many this month at all. So we've been doing really well. Aaron, he's been doing really well on swag bucks. I mean, he's been amazing. I do like Crowd Tap. I like Crowd Tap a lot better because you get credit for every question you answer. This is in no way an endorsement. It's just so much easier.
Yeah, like swag bucks, I'll be 20 minutes on a survey and then they're like, oh, well,
You're not qualified.
yeah, you're not qualified. You don't get any points for it. And I'm like,
Uh, the next thing we did is I started working in our reselling area.
yes. So she's been preparing us, getting this ready to kick this off into massive full gear.
Yeah. And we're close. We're close to flipping that switch. I actually think we're about ready to flip the switch to start setting up our processes, what this looks like. So a few small things we need to figure out organization wise. But, oh, excuse me. For the most part, I've really been hitting this hard and getting us organized in the reselling area. Trying to make sure that everything's sort of set in a place where we can really function and work. And a lot of people will be like, well, just jump in and do it. When it comes to this mass, the amount of stuff you have to deal with, you can't jump in and do it because you're going to have people who actually buy the stuff and you need to be able to find it. Mm-hmm. This was one of the areas we struggled with when we had a lower inventory than what we have now.
Right.
It really was. We'd be searching around. We'd have to look through 5 different shelves. Well, now we have like 10 different shelves to look through.
Right. And we've started numbering them by bins.
Yeah. So we're hoping the bin system works out much better for us. It's a much easier system to follow. And we're just really amped up to really push forward and get through. But we're super set for that.
Yeah. So that's going to be our other portion of income coming in as well when we are getting these listings up, selling some of this stuff, and it's all going to be pure savings.
All of it, yeah. We're not counting on any of that at this point for income, and it's not even part of our main savings goals. It's just part of future savings goals. We know what this money is set for, but for us, it's for future use.
And we do, when we do yard sale, when we do anything like that, we use money from out of that business to reinvest into more inventory.
And one of the things that we look at is, okay, how much of an item, like what's our minimum sell price on an item to net a profit if we only get this many items we can list at a time. Now that fluctuates because some items you get are going to sell for a lot, some items you get are going to sell for a little, but it's one of those like guessing games you sort of play, so that way we're maximizing our time, our effort, and our profits. And I'm looking at this as taxes and also getting new inventory.
Yeah, and any item when we do go out, we try to at least make 50% return on investment.
That's after fees and everything. We really
otherwise we're not interested.
I'm not interested at all. We did that a few times and we determined that wasn't really worth the effort and time. It's just not. So how much are we set to save this month?
So
I'm so excited.
So far we have saved 75% of our income this month. So it means we've only spent 25%.
That includes sinking funds.
That includes sinking funds. So we are talking probably, well, it is half. It is half. So half of it was sinking funds. Out of that 25%.
But so we're feeling really good. Like I told Aaron, I said I want to get to where we're saving 75% of our take home. Aaron's like, I don't think we can. I think we can. I think we can. We could get to at least 65% and not feel it. Yeah. And not feel it at all. It's not just bringing in more money. It is us being diligent, careful with the budget. We're not depriving ourselves. We will go out to eat. That's part of the budget. We will do things. It's just not doing it every day.
Right.
not doing it every week. Just being very vigilant and mindful with our spending.
Yeah.
So, what do you?
Well, we do have some, like we said, we're going to spend. So
Mm-hmm.
we do think that will bring us down to probably about 70% instead of 75% of that we'll save for the month.
Yep,
So
65%, somewhere
I'm
around
thinking
there.
it's going to be more closer to 70% range. But, you know, hey, she gets $100 gift card back and we use that to buy something, that keeps that from not going up anymore, you know.
Yep.
I mean, stuff like that. It's a way that we're using to offset all of this to, you know, keep our budgets low and maximizing our money.
Yeah, so for us, it's always been the miscellaneous, the little things that
Mm-hmm.
aren't really a necessity, but we would like to have, and that's where I'm really feeling that the gift cards are going to help ease that pressure because we are being much more mindful on how we spend there and what we're using that for. So we're being very, very careful about how we are spending in the miscellaneous. But I enjoy having the gift cards there as a little bit of a buffer, so we can spend a
Mm-hmm.
bit. So, what do you think we need to work on next month?
I think we got to figure out more on the electricity. I do think that.
I have started writing things on the calendar when I run the dishwasher, when I run the washing machine. I've started to get to a schedule where like I'm not running them at the same time, so we don't really get peak hours in our area.
We
We can, but it was crazy expensive if you used electricity or something. There was a reason we turned that down.
Yeah, the way it read was we could end up paying more than we were now,
Yes.
which was
If
gonna.
you used in your peak hours, like
Mm-hmm.
doubled how much you would actually.
We were, from the way we was reading it, we didn't see much savings from it. Um, Something maybe to look at again in the future after we get this, you know, down pat a little bit better. But I do think we do have to work on that, and you know, we are working in the area downstairs so that we can get a transfer switch put in to help with some of this in the house as well.
Yep.
Um, and I say it's, you know, finding more of these, you know, what surveys, anything like that, you know, to offset some of the cost. I think it's really going to help us going forward as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't take, like for me, I do it while I'm eating breakfast. Like it's how long it takes for some of these. It takes like 5 minutes at max
Mm-hmm.
for the one, the Cloud Connect. Where I get more frustrated is with swag bucks because they do take longer to get through. For me personally, Aaron's getting good, but he does it in the evenings. Um, but Crowd Tap, so easy. I would say in really utilizing those. So if you can find more like Crowd Tap, I'm all in. I love that you
Mm-hmm.
pay, you get points as you go. For me, it's keeping up with the grocery budget, being very mindful, and stocking up because I know pasta's on sale this week and I've got to stock up on pasta and a couple of other things. Um, but really being very mindful with that grocery budget and keeping that down, and also really using what we have on hand.
Right, right. Um, you got any final comments or anything you want to talk about?
I'm really proud of us for this
Yeah.
month. I am. I am. It's just I feel like we did really well. I think this new stage for us has made us very money conscious, more so than we used to be, I think.
Yes, I would agree with that. We are definitely
More aware.
more aware and analyzing of what's going on.
Yeah. As we've always been good with money. We've always been very careful and conscious of how we're spending and what we're spending. But I would say this move has made us more like, maybe we don't need this right now. Maybe we hold off on this. And does this really make sense for us? And just really kind of talking things through, walking through them. And I see that in our first month with this new setup, which is very different for from what we've ever had before.
Yeah. Just going from two incomes down to one and not having any debt to pay anything on basically opened, you know, it took losing an income didn't change any because you didn't have any that was going directly to debt then.
Right, because my income, I mean,
That's basically what it was. It's for debt.
we were living off of like one paycheck a month, and
Right.
everything else was being thrown at the debt to get it paid off as fast as possible. It's freeing.
Yeah.
This month has
Definitely
been
is.
very freeing for us, I think.
Yeah, and I'll say going forward, the side hustles, getting the reselling thing going is going to be a big boost
Yeah,
to the homestead as well. Something that we have seen success in before. We do know how to do this. It's just going to be getting back into it successfully.
yeah. Finding the new rhythm with our current setup. That's going to be the thing because
Yeah.
the rhythm's different now. It's not the same where it's not you doing all the work. It's I'm helping with that now. So it's how we set that rhythm up to really push forward for success.
Yeah, and you know, we do hope to be doing a few videos and
Mm-hmm.
stuff on that channel as well. That's our other channel, Canny Couple Picking. That we will have some things that we're doing from time to time on that as well. So if you're interested in reselling or yard selling, that's a good one to follow as well.
That's it.
What do you mean that's me?
I'm just back office support. I'm the back office support. That is my role in life is back office support. I keep everybody alive, fed, and pushing forward. I'm back office.
That's very true.
That's all. I'm good at it. I'm good at the back office stuff.
Well, um, you know, what are you doing this month to save, from a January perspective? Did you do a no spend month? Are you doing a pantry challenge to try to save money as well to kickstart the year off right? What are
Try and get some good deals.
right? What are you doing this month, to maximize your savings for the year? We'd really like to hear about it. You can either leave them below in the comments on YouTube or send us an email to thecannycouple@yahoo.com. And if you have any other comments or anything that you want to send over, you can always send those over as well. And make sure to go over and check out our link tree, which has all of our other content. And make sure to go over to TikTok and follow us there as well.
And as always, thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Rural Reliance with the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.